Happy New Year, refined investors. It is the third day of January. Yesterday was the first day of the new year for the stock market, and it got off to a pretty good start. I mean, markets, crypto markets especially, rallied yesterday, looked really strong. And I think it's just sort of this, the feeling it's a new year. Great opportunities ahead. I think we're going to see a strong year. Of course, then it got dampened a bit this morning by the news of the invasion in Venezuela, and I think the removal, if you will, of President Maduro seemed that was confirmed by Trump. So, yeah, look, the markets never like any sort of conflict or a vibe of conflict, and that's sort of what happened this morning. But apparently, it just since then it's plateaued. I wouldn't call it a recovery, but I think it was short-lived and it was very operational. But we'll wait and see early next week also how the markets respond to it. Hey, like we talked about at the end of the closing of last year, the markets are going to do whatever the markets are going to do. And I think there are so many narratives that are at play right now. And they've been beaten to death by all these so-called experts. And I think it's just time now that things unfold the way they will. Position yourself well. Remember, utility is the game now, right? I think we're finally at a point where it matters most where adoption is happening. XRP could be a huge winner in that space. So in terms of utility, so I expect to see a lot of activity around XRP this year. Bitcoin, I think, has already solidified itself, and then you've got Ethereum, which I believe also, for its narrative, has solidified itself in terms of being sort of the internet of value, right? So, or the internet of development and for Wall Street and tokenization. So I think the utility has been spoken for in these categories. There will be other players, of course, but I think the ones that we talk about and we hear, I think they have a place, and there's very little reason to believe that they won't be around and do well. So, of course, guys, this is never financial advice. Do your own homework. Really, it's important to understand what you're doing investing in. It is risky. It is high risk, highly volatile, and it's important for you to understand and make your own financial decisions. Have a great day.